So something very interesting is about to start happening. The right wing is about to save the Jews. So I guarantee you, if you start trying to find stories about what's happening to Jews, everywhere where there's large concentrations of Muslims post the early 2000s, we had desperately needed to take in, people from, these former Axis countries, and people who their form of Islam easily bends toward the jihadist end. That now we're starting to see it. That there's a school. I was just looking up something origin in not Sheepshead, New York, but basically there was this. It sounded like it was a magnet school. It was a magnet school that they were trying to get as diverse a population as possible. So it's like 1/3 white, and then everything else is everything else. But a lot of the people who are identified as black and as white are actually people from Islamic nations. So not ADOS, not white legacy, and not European American legacy. No. These are newcomers from the Islamic world, and they just started fucking around. They started fucking with all the Jewish teachers and fucking with the Jewish kids, and so they're literally getting at they've lost about 1/5 of their students. There's like a whole bunch of people who didn't come back to the school. They just left, and the teachers are like, yeah, I'm scared as fuck of these kids. And so, of course, this is something that would have to be dealt with at like the Department of Education level, at a federal level. It'd have to be bringing in the teachers union and being like, no, you're going to have to start reporting this stuff, but that's not going to happen. Because, of course, the entire idea is that there's some portion of the Democrats that they have to, you have to comb their hair, you have to massage their feet, you have to wash their feet like Jesus did, and you have to understand it's you who's the real problem here for not being Islamic, for thinking that you have, dignity and like a right to tell people fuck off, go back to where you're from, asshole. So the beauty of this now is that when Trump comes in, he just gets to start just chucking people, firing people, shutting, working with Congress to shut whole sections down. The big deal is that Republicans are going to have to seriously come at their congressional representatives and senators, be like, you're going hard. You're going hard or you're going home. You are not going to be the voice of moderation. You are not going to be trying to make people simmer down now. No. Everybody who betrayed Trump betrayed all of us. This was all a big, across the government operation that apparently had lots of help from private corporations. People need to get punished. There needs to be punishment, not peace. It doesn't need to be where everybody suddenly realizes, we're all Americans, let's all get... No. They don't understand that. They don't understand it. It's just like that video wanted. They want to sit back on the beach and smoke Marlboros. It's no. You're going to have to make them feel pain or they won't understand. You have to take it, like Wes Watson said, if you want behavior to improve, take shit away. That's what they teach you in prison. If you want behavior to improve, take their shit away, And so that's what's going to happen. The Republicans have no choice. They're going to have to take fucking shit away from blue enclaves. Nothing else will work. They don't They don't grasp this idea that maybe they're wrong, maybe their ideas weren't very well formed, maybe their sources weren't terribly accurate. No. It's dedication by creed. It's a dedication by creed that if they can't get what they want, they'll ruin it they'll just start causing problems. They'll just keep causing fucking chaos. They'll get in the way of anything getting done. And then they'll say, of course, no, you're doing that. Where the Republicans, they're like, no, we're citing exactly what laws that we want to enforce. We know exactly where we stand by, not precedent, by principle, and that's it. We're operating on a principle. You guys are just thwarting principle, and it's because you're psychopaths. You're liars, psychopaths, and you had to cheat. That you actually get together and coordinate en masse to cheat and to allow also violence and chaos. Like, this is again this thing of that this requires a huge portion of people to go along with. With the Antifa BLM thing, that required a huge amount of coordination to just let people riot and not do anything about it. Just every state, no, don't use riot control. No. And so now, Andy No's been keeping up on this. Is like 300 of these BLM and Antifa people have now been, slowly but surely arrested for a wide variety of all kinds of fucking crimes. Like a lot of these felonies. Like, so all this was like these people learning how to become felons in the commie felon gang. And the liberals and Democrats totally went along with it and facilitated it. So it shows that obviously, no, you have to hurt them. You have to economically hurt them. They don't understand anything else. They just don't get it. They just don't get, like, no, you're not important. You're not special. You have to follow the rules. If you want to change the rules, elect people who will change them. And they never get that a lot of the people they elect can't change some of the rules. Why? Because that would be insane. They promised you that, I'll just give you a bunch of crack. Yeah, we'll all smoke up. And then when you don't get your free crack rocks, you're like, why didn't they give us free crack? It said, well, that sounds like a really bad idea. What are you, a racist? Free crack rocks, that's what they said they would give us. They said they would give us the seventh heaven and the ninth dhyana. and the 32nd trigram of the I Ching. Where's all my free shit? And they're like, yeah, well, that sounds like a bunch of make-believe and nonsense. And so, what? I would never vote for somebody who would lie or say a bunch of nonsense. I am very smart. I am college educated. I have all these big ideas in my mind about how the world should work, and it just doesn't, because there's bad people who want what they want. Now, the beautiful part is, not only do they have this issue of, so you guys hate Jews now? With the Democrats, is that then it's this thing of like, okay, so and why? Oh, well, blah 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 on Hamas. And so anybody who does any research on Hamas would very quickly find out, be like, yeah, these people are really horrible. It's a really horrible group of people. Like, I don't really understand. Like, what did you think was eventually going to happen? Did you really think these guys weren't going to try to pull some shit like this that was going to get them like, I mean, they obviously are going to get totally crushed. I mean, how don't you all understand this? Like, and so, and that's going to be that fresh reading that comes over the next generation as the Gen Alphas come in, and that they're like, yeah, I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Of course Israel is going to have to fuck these guys up. It's 48 laws of power. You must crush the enemy totally and completely. Remember, the only reason Hamas exists right now, the only fucking reason Hamas exists, even at this very moment, is because fundamentally the United States held Israel back from utterly crushing and dealing with this like way back in the early 2000s. And so that's all. Nothing else. And so think about it. So after that, what ends up happening? Oh boy, like Google Gillion, dollars goes into the area so that they could then build supposedly all of these really wonderful things for their people. But, as we're finding out, and it's true that, a tremendous amount this went to fundamentally to their Marxist-Leninist militia government that is inherently not just anti-Israel, but also hates Jews generally. So, that's it. I mean, it just... The Democrats apparently really want to act like this is a right side of history kind of thing going on now. And then the other one is the perverts. Libs of TikTok crushed fucking Taylor Lorenz on this. And that this is going to just keep getting worse. That this is a hill that their party is going to die on. They're going to die on this hill. It's that shit is porn, and you can't distribute that shit in schools. And it doesn't matter that they want to disagree. They're just going to keep losing. And what it's going to be is the mockery. They can't handle being like mocked. It's really kind of fun, like, to deal enough with liberals to know that liberals don't get the right wing. So they don't get, like, when it's a good zinger against the right, it's good. If it's funny, it's funny. They don't get that. Because it's masculine, it's male, and testosterone makes you shrug it off. That's the whole issue. Testosterone is the chemical that makes a person shrug off negative feelings. Because this is because science is hard, and putting certain logical things all together, that it's like men can't have like a way of just getting over it inherently, because that would make Mother Nature like this horrible bigot that gave men a whole bunch of advantages over women so that they could, like, I don't know, stay around the den and take care of the kids and hang out with family members, and be well taken care of. No. It's no. There's no adaptation. That wouldn't be adaptive. That wouldn't show that humans are adapted to their environment. Big brain. We got much bigger brain ideas than that. So, the next thing I was thinking about was how now with the Nikki Haley, that you have Democrats openly voting for Nikki Haley in primaries and stuff, and so it's dirty tricks, because it's honorlessness. That's the key thing, the dirty tricks kind of thing, that type. It just shows a lack of honor. And it's like, again, like this kind of thing, like Why aren't you getting that? Why aren't you getting how important it is to show you at least have some honor? Because that's a big, big one that, like, no understanding of this at all. And this is one I've really, like, been shocked by with but it was some I had learned too, that there was a term for that. The kind of people who race for pink slips, the dance battle kind of thing, anything like that, those kind of cultural things, they develop out of honor culture. But even beyond that, it's like cultures where like slights can rise into violence, things like that. That's honor culture. That's what that's based on. That's a reference to it. Some cultures really dissuade that kind of stuff. Other cultures, like Appalachian culture, like the Yankees dissuaded, Appalachia and Greater Appalachia, all groups within that, honor culture is very, very, very important. So there's lots of, a result of honor culture is my bad. It is not an apology. That would be Yankee. That would be proper. You apologize for what you did. No, my bad. Because that's stupid. And it's not, there's no morality to it. There's no ethical, like, I'm wrong, I wronged you. So it's, yeah. And so it's to save one's honor. My bad. It saves honor. Now, because you're not saying you're wrong. See, this is why, like, so much of there's aspects of honor culture that you end up liking until you see how it really helps. It can help psychopathy develop, and just simply bad honor behaviors. But the Democrats have shown that there's no honor behavior whatsoever. That they believe in a world of dirty tricks. They think that that's how it operates. And it's very interesting to see the results of it. And then the psychopathic part of it, where it's, why are you mad? I've done something so dishonorable, unethical, immoral. That's the rule. There are no rules to the game. Truly like some kind of drug-addled rage pig or something. There's no rules. I don't give a fuck. I think I made clear. I don't give a fuck. There's no rules. And so that's, just some thoughts for the day. Talk to you later.